Soulful, inspiration, soulful, inspiration, a little education, soulful, inspiration, soulful, inspiration, a little education. You love uninspired and tired is a bad combination, and I'm sad to say that's a dark situation, but I'm thinking of you, so I'm glad to say I wrote a letter on behalf of how I feel today. 7 a.m. in the morning, ain't been to sleep. It's been a night type long and a rough type deep. I'm meditating my life on the whole, pondering the where, when, how, ifs I can gain control. It's like a spin of the wheel or a roller to die. They say that you can be a winner at the game of life, but I know the house don't play to lose, so you better know the math, how to make the move. See, I'm a student of the study, how to proper pursue a blunt portion of the profits produced, paying my dues, so I follow the lolly and avoid the fools. But this is trial by fire, so you must stay cool. One rule, envy is a powerful tool, spine all times, everything you do. That way, when the idiot's ear get act cool, you can crack those crabs and continue to move. You know, 7 a.m. in the morning, I'm open up. All night, ain't been to sleep. I grab my pencil and pad, I'm open. I hope you feel me. Remember back to the slenderest times when we bitch for the pretty penny nickel a dime. Before the world seemed crooked and the gutter was fine. When it was good hood living and a peace of mind. Now that's over. Life will make a grown man sober, head aching, hanging over, feeling funny inside. We never knew the world worked on a bogus design to keep a brother buried deep, broken down and blind. Better still, man, it's ill when you look to find there's a chance to advance, most heads deny. A dream and a slice of the proverbial pie. We will remain to reside in the ghetto of pride. Ignorance is pure bliss and these days provide plenty of it to keep a poor man pacified. I try to put him on the business of knowledge applied, but that's a pickle of a deal that's sour inside. But 7 a.m. in the morning, I'm open up. Long night, ain't been to sleep. I grab my pencil and pad, I'm open. I hope you feeling me, man. So many guys that I grew with died, resorted to doing crime and turned doing the time. I can hardly better speak to childhood friends and find every exchange features a fella falling the wayside. That's ill, but then it keeps a brother on field, mentally locked and loaded, ready to deal with any form of friction you can fathom the feel. In a world that wheels drama and fires at will, it bust from dawn to dusk and ain't no kill. Cause a lot of souls shook and afraid for real. So instead turn their head, tuck tail and chill, in the hopes not to cope, but that's whack. See, you and I are like a different breed, and we bring to the balance such a desperate need. The eagerness to elevate and evolve the scene. A better space, a better time indeed. Sincerely.
Good morning, all. Welcome back. You're listening to Nathan Ivey Online. My name is Nathan Ivey. Today is Friday, February 26, 2016. And welcome back, family. Already people inside the chat room. And I tell you what, it gives me chills every morning when I'm putting together something like this with, a very low budget, with very little to no advertising, but yet there's people that support me. I support you. I've said it in my entire career. I'll always be this way. I support the people that support me, and I'm glad you feel the same way. We have numerous things to discuss, and as always, our time is very, very short. I want to start with local news. There's some very important local news that's happened within the last 36 hours, and I want to share with you about what happened yesterday. Yesterday, I was live on the scene, and I was also broadcasting live over Periscope. Periscope is an app that allows you, is free. You can download it for free for your Android or whatever system you're rolling with, iPad, whatever. And it will allow you to broadcast live instantly from whatever device you're using. And it's pretty cool. People can actually join the room. They can actually leave messages. And I'll be using Periscope, at least for now. I've got bigger plans in the near future, family. I really do. And I hope I can live up to your expectations. And I hope I can live up to my expectations with a very, very, very high. The ceiling's very high in my head. But I want you to, if you don't have the Periscope app, you might want to download it. I will be using that more often on a daily basis. I want to give you a bird's eye view inside the studio. Why can't we be multimedia? But yesterday I broadcasted for a short time. I'll tell you, it was very cold yesterday, but the cold doesn't deter me. The rain doesn't deter me. The heat doesn't deter me. I want to be your eyes and ears on the spot, giving you my opinion, but allowing you to make the decision for yourself. That's the very essence of what I've always done, and I see no reason why stopping. So yesterday I met some other brave souls outside of the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office. The last time I was at the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office, I believe, was the day that we got the press release. That's right. The last time I was there was the day that Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters delivered his press conference and the charges for the coward, in my opinion, and former UC police officer Ray Tensing. I was there yesterday. There was a small group of individuals, a lot of familiar faces. Don't mean to leave anybody out, but the new president of the NAACP, Mr. Robert Richardson, who I don't know that man very well. I've spoken with him a few times over, I say, the last year or so. It's just one of those guys that have a very good aura. You know, it just seems like a good man. I don't know. I'm not swearing by him or anything like that, but he just seems to have a very good aura about the man. Didn't get a chance to talk to him too much because they were doing their thing and I was doing my thing, reporting. And Cecil Thomas and, of course, Tracy Hunter. And here's the latest. But before I get to the latest, I have a question. I don't understand the Tracy Hunter fatigue that's out there. You know, there's a Tracy Hunter fatigue in the city of Cincinnati. Did you know that? And what I mean by it is, and again, I'm not hating on you. This is how you feel. This is how you feel. Let's talk it out. Let's talk it out this morning. But, you know, there's some people, and these are black people, who are just fatigued. They're sick and tired of hearing of Tracy Hunter. Somebody made a comment on my Facebook page, and it actually jogged a memory. I've had numerous conversations, more than I thought I would have, in the last, I'd say, year or so, of intelligent black people in this city who are like, Tracy Hunter, who, what, why? I'm not even paying attention. And I'm thinking, how could you not be paying attention to what's going on with this sister? Whether you agree or disagree with her, whether you think she's crazy or not, or whether you understand or don't, the way I look at it is, and I take it old school, and I really mean this, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. If they can do that to a sitting juvenile judge, they can do that to you. So I won't go through all of the details and the backstory about Tracy Hunter because that could take the entire hour or at least the entire segment. Do your own research. Something tells me that if you're checking me out right now, if you can hear me, you probably already know. You're hip to it. You've heard me talk about it before, or, you know, at my old job, you heard me talk about it then, or you've heard people in the media in Cincinnati talk about it. But what's interesting now is Tracy Hunter's supporters are alleging that evidence that could have possibly exonerated Tracy Hunter was removed from Hamilton County computers. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Tracy Hunter's supporters are alleging that they have evidence that the computers that could have held information, again, the word evidence, that could have either exonerated or, listen, if you're making a case against somebody and that they use a particular computer to commit a crime, isn't that the kind of evidence you want to put front and center? So apparently in January of this year, Tracy Hunter and or her supporters hired someone to do a forensic investigation on some computers. And what they found is that either one or more computers were sold and or they were, in air quotes, wiped clean. Now, I don't know all the technical jargon, but I think most of us are savvy enough to understand what that means. And it begs the question, why? I caught up with State Senator Cecil Thomas just yesterday, and we talked for a bit, and here's what it sounded like.
We were able to get a motion passed in the courtroom to look at two computers, those handled by her case manager. First thing the person does is go in and ask to see the first computer, which was on the 8th floor of the juvenile court. Well, lo and behold, they found out the computer hard drive had been wiped clean, and the computer was sold. In December of 2013, 1 month before they charged Judge Hunter. Now, they went to the grand jury with all of this information, but the computer Evidence is gone.
Right. Is there a cause and effect relationship between what her computer forensic specialist found out and then the dropping of a lot of the charges?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They never anticipated us coming in the courtroom a week before the trial was to start to say, Judge, we want a motion to dismiss these charges because the evidence has been destroyed that related to the 4 charges of backdating. So we were ready to go to trial the next week, which was the 19th, and they abruptly dropped the charges. All 9 charges, using the excuse, well, we got 1 conviction and we think we've done what we wanted to do. Well, why did you spend another year or so preparing for another trial
with all these charges,
and all this money that you didn't charge the taxpayers again to just abruptly all of a sudden come up with this change of heart? No, they had to change of heart because they got caught with their pants down.
Right. So what's the next step?
Well, we are gonna we've already moved forward with pursuing a Justice Department investigation into the entire process. Hopefully, how you doing? The outcome of that investigation would be determine next steps. Somebody should be held accountable. That's inexcusable. They had the prosecutor's office. They have a responsibility to preserve all evidence, to protect those evidence. And if you're going to charge somebody and destroy the evidence even before the trial starts, we got a problem.
Right. Well, Cecil Thomas, thanks for your time. That's State Senator Cecil Thomas, and that interview took place, and we talked a little bit longer. I may get a chance to play more for you later this morning. And that interview took place right after the press conference. There were many, and perhaps you watched some of the news yesterday about the press conference. There were numerous individuals there. Many of them I recognized. Many of them you would probably recognize if I said their names and or you saw their faces. I'm sure at the very least you would recognize their voices. And we're standing right outside the doorway of the offices that lead into the office of the Hamilton County prosecutor. And again, that's a State Senator Cecil Thomas. And he's a sitting state senator. So say what you want about Cecil. It takes a certain amount of courage to brand yourself to Tracy Hunter, considering how she is viewed in many parts of Cincinnati, and then to continue with this. So let's say that it is true. Let's say that the computers were wiped clean, whatever that means. Again, I don't know the technical term for it. Perhaps you do. Share with me. Who did it? Under whose authority? Who was directed to sell the computers? I asked another question during the press conference. That's right. I'm dead serious about this. When I go to the press conference, I'm a part of the press. So I ask questions during the thick of it. And one question is, what's the protocol for removing or scrapping or destroying or recycling county computers? And of course, no one seemed to have that answer. But I mean, if the computers were scrubbed clean, if one was sold, was that within protocol? One can only speculate that if you are on the beginning of a trial against Tracy Hunter, and you're alleging that she may have used these computers to commit whatever offense that you believe she committed, then why would you destroy the evidence? To me, that's the kind of evidence that you would put front and center. So I'm bringing this up because it's front and center in the city of Cincinnati. I want you to keep your eyes open. Just follow this story. Of course, I certainly will follow the story. Not only did I get a chance to catch up with State Senator Cecil Thomas, I also got a chance to talk with Judge Tracy Hunter herself. And check this out.
Because it was evidence that's material to your innocence. And so that was clearly a deliberate act. And it's inexplicable as to why Judge Nadel denied that motion to preserve evidence. Because based on the nature of the alleged crime that they were accusing me of, that was just legal common sense. There's no reason to explain why Judge Nadel denied that motion, unless he also possibly knew that they had already destroyed the evidence, or that he did not want any evidence of my innocence to be released to the public.
Well, when your investigators found out that the computers had been tampered with, Were you surprised?
Based on everything that has happened to me, no. I mean, when they have really bowed to the level of corruption, and I mean corruption that they have obviously gone to, and the lengths that they've gone to falsely accuse someone of crime and then to have to justify the millions of dollars that they spent, it's shocking.